Isaac Shozy, 50 years old, from Hackney, has been charged with an arson after around 10 fires were started in London Fields in East London. Emergency crews were called near Lansdowne Drive early on Saturday, and firefighters quickly brought the fires under control, with no injuries reported. In other news, a murder investigation is underway after a 55-year-old man died following an altercation on a footpath in Wakefield. Police said the man was bitten by a dog during the incident near Blacker Lane in Calder Grove, later dying in hospital, while another 55-year-old man remains in custody and the dog has been seized. Laura Doherty, 35, has been jailed with a lifelong restriction order after being convicted of trying to murder a toddler by repeatedly giving her adult medication. The court heard the child needed emergency treatment and life-saving care, while the judge described Doherty's actions as extremely reckless and dangerous. And double murderer Simon Levi has denied attacking a prison officer at HMP Belmarsh while awaiting trial. The 41-year-old, who recently received a whole life sentence for killing Carmenza Valencia Trujillo and Cheryl Wilkins, pleaded not guilty to charges of assault and intentional strangulation after an alleged incident involving Officer Paul Dunn. In other news, to the Midlands, and Dylan Hall, 24 years old, from Chesterfield, has been charged with 4 counts of rape after 2 women reported separate alleged attacks in Derbyshire. One case relates to an alleged incident near Chesterfield College in August 2026, while the other concerns an alleged incident at Queen's Park in June 2023, with Hall remanded in custody. In other news, Rose Johnston's family have made a fresh appeal for information as they continue seeking answers over her death in Dovecote, Liverpool. The grandmother was found dead at her home on October the 4th last year after suffering a serious head injury, and her relatives say they remain desperate to know what happened. And 5 teenagers have died after a stolen BMW was driven the wrong way on the M9 motorway in County Kildare and crashed head-on with another car. 4 people in the second vehicle, including a child, were taken to hospital with serious injuries, while investigators are examining reports that the car was linked to earlier attempted break-ins nearby. Lee Hopkins, 33, was found dead in his cell at HMP Manchester in February 2022, with an investigation finding that he had left a note saying he was unable to cope. Hopkinson had been jailed for manslaughter over the death of Raymond Dixon in Bury, while the review also highlighted prison debt, substance use, and earlier reports of assaults. Shane and Keith Johnson have been jailed after stealing around £62,000 worth of rare Pokemon cards from a collectibles shop in Warrington. The brothers smashed into Celestial Collectibles using a crowbar, caused thousands of pounds of damage, and were linked to the burglary through CCTV. Vehicles with cloned plates and evidence connecting them to the stolen goods.
Kyle Patrick, 23, was jailed after causing the death of 19-year-old Erin Slane in a high-speed crash on the B9099 between Luncarty and Stanley in Perthshire. The court heard Patrick reach speeds of up to 119 miles per hour, while around 3 times over the drink-drive limit. Moments before the collision, Erin messaged friends saying she was frightened and feared she might not survive the journey. A man who previously worked as a translator for the armed forces has been accused of presenting himself as trustworthy while allegedly concealing serious wrongdoing. Claims linking his behavior to the Islamic concept of taqiyya are not established by the information provided, so the case is better described in terms of alleged deception and abuse of trust rather than religion. Nusrat Jahan Rafi, 19, was killed in Bangladesh after refusing to withdraw a complaint she had made against her school principal over serious misconduct. Days later, she was lured to a school rooftop where a group allegedly attacked her and set her on fire. Nusrat suffered severe burns and later died in hospital. Before her death, she recorded a statement identifying several people allegedly involved. Her killing triggered nationwide protests and demands for justice.
That is your crime news update. We'll have plenty more updates throughout the day. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.